What's up, guys? Mathematics Pals. Today we've got the brackets. So, here are all the combos. I said I was going to keep it up and we're going to take the best 24, and then I changed my mind. So, we have all 32 bladers, 32 entered. Mr. Palmo 5, like Monday afternoon, just like Monday morning. Just like I had said, you know, I'd close it then or maybe a bit later, depends. If I was busy, I might wait and close it later. But anyway. We only had 4 like non-4D combos, so I was like, well, you know what? Let's do all, 32. If I would have gotten like 10 non-4D combos, I probably would have. But we didn't get a lot, so this should be a super competitive tournament. It should be pretty fun. A lot of variety. There's 4 non-4D, 13 0G, 15 4D, and then for what it's worth, one of those. If you're going by colors. Varus and Guardian are 2 of those, so there's 13 0G and 13 Energy Ringed Bays. But yeah, Guardian and Varus are there too, which is cool. So, here we go. Randomize. So, this is the bracket. So, Mr. Palmo 5 versus Kala W III, Jack D Knight versus Beta Cat, the Eunice versus me, Master of Hockey versus Aussie Blader, Sho Hideyuki versus Ethereal Leon, Void Dragoon versus Pivotov, Helio Z versus Delgado Bros, Laureline versus Zekron Zombie, Ethan Calbeck versus Smiling Nut, Cap Q versus Raffi, Mega Turtles 10 versus Exotics. Ooh, that's a matchup right there. Toxquid versus Jerry, Bardia versus Landon, Bunch of Letters versus Pingu, Cody the Dragon Slammer versus Sketchstar, and Mel versus Wolborg. Sorry. So, Blader-wise, right? I think the biggest thing that stands out to me Blader-wise is Helio versus Delgado Bros, and Megaturtles versus Exotics. Because those are people who've just entered a lot of tournaments. And that's a lot. Specifically Megaturtles versus Exotics, because Megaturtles is the most, besides myself, Megaturtles has the most wins out of anybody. And Exotics had it at one point for a little bit. He was behind a few people, then he entered a few tournaments, and got there by like a win. And then he got passed. So that's a pretty cool matchup. When it comes to bays, I don't know. We'll see. Looking down the list, it looks like none of the non-4D bays got each other round 1, which is kind of nice. I didn't want somebody to... I was kind of hoping that that would happen. So this will be fun. So yeah, let us switch to the bays and go line by line here. Okay, so here are the bays for the tournament. I do want to mention something though, because you guys have definitely noticed the change from the bracket itself. So as I was making the combos, there is a lot of R2Fs being used, and not as many RFs. And as you know, I've got a few good R2Fs and some pretty good ones, and then a few really good RFs, and then a few that can be finicky. Right, but there was a very heavy shift here, and I eventually, as making the bays, got to the really bad R2Fs. So, Dull Battle Bros combo had R2F on it, and we really didn't remember his combo too well that he made, because we both forgot to take pictures or anything. I didn't take a picture or anything like that of it. So we and he was fine with this. We decided to change it to RF, so it would open up another R2F. So I don't normally let people change things like after the fact or anything like that. Like if somebody entered was like the last rubber tip user and they got a crummy one, your fault for not choosing RF. But he was the very front, so he was getting a good tip anyway. So we decided to change it from RF or R2F to RF to open up another R2F, and we'll get to who benefited from that later. But I think that'll open up the R2Fs a little bit more, and not have to go to the really, really shitty ones. So I just wanted to make that clear. Normally, nothing's ever allowed to be changed once it closes, but one exception this time, since the R2Fs were getting the really bad ones at the end. So, without further ado, here are the combos. Mr. Palm. I want to say Mr. Power because I see that name a lot in my subscription feed. Mr. Palmo 5 with Killer Kin Revisor BD. I like this revisor and I think it matches here, so I think a nice looking combo. Mostly unstickered parts on the bottoms of these, by the way. Then we got Kala DW II with Garago. We attack 130, hull flat. love to see Garago on top. I really like Garago, so that's pretty cool. Then we got Jack D Knight with Griff E230 BSF. And I always love seeing Griff on top as well, because I can see this Griff, which I think looks amazing. And boy, does it look good with this E230 and Blade semi-flat. I believe this is the mode for E230 for this combo generally. If somebody specified, you know, I put something in a mode, but, you know, otherwise I just went with what I assumed was right. And I believe this is right for this combo, that it generally wants this mode for E230. And some are obviously implied, like, for example, a Flash Bay is obviously main attack mode. And then we got Beta Cat 31 with Flame Aquario 85 RDF. I did change this from what you're going to see in the thumbnail to this Aquario. Then we've got the Eunice with Ifrid R145 RF. And I put this Ifrid on top. I decided I wanted to use the shiny one this time around. Could have done really any of them, but apologies. I got a minor cough. Then we got Meaver with Gimbal 85 CS. This, all gimbals are on the bottom except for mine, so I put this one on the bottom for mine. It's close to the ground to protect the stickers a bit. Then we got Master of Hockey with Metal Face Heavy Very Eris BD145 Twin Ball. Curious to see how this combo does. Ethan Kalbeck theorized RDF on Very Eris, and then Iron Spider used it one time. I think it got a win but lost to me. Then we have Aussie Blair with Metal Face Heavy, or the opponent Master Hockey. Metal Face Heavy Basalt Bull GB145 CS. Maybe should have gone with the yellow, the solid for this to match with the CS, but I like the clear. I like the clear a lot, so I'm gonna keep it. Then we've got, and one of those will be a semifinalist. Then we've got Sho Hideyuki with Ifrid Bahamdia R145 R2F. I always wish Ifrid is on top. This isn't a bad combo or anything. I'm not a big Bahamdia guy, but it is nice to have at least a stickered thing on top. The worst is when I have to put something unstickered on top, but anyway. Then we got, he's facing Ethereal Leon with his signature Phantom Leon Delta Drive. Oh, also this has a feather face, which works because I don't know where Bahamdia face build is, so it needed a feather or some type of face anyway. So it's got the feather face. So that was cool to see. I'm glad he did that. Then we've got Void Dragoon with Revisor Dragoon SA165 CS. He said defense mode. I'm assuming this is defense mode because the other mode is attack mode, isn't it? I'll confirm that. I'll look up SA165, but I'm pretty sure this is the correct mode. And then he's facing Pivotov with Yvang CH120 RB. This is a cool combo, and I really like it, and I really hate that Pivotov keeps getting defense bays. But no spin stealing really this time. It's not RDF, so no life after death. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in this battle. Then we've got Helio Z with Phantom Harusius E230 CS. This E230 is it just feels right with Helio. He's got the gray CS going early since I went with a different CS this time. And Double Battle Bros with Pegasus Behemoth, or Gyarados H145 RF instead of R2F. Then we've got Lorlean with Galaxy Capricorn M145Q, another one of the non-4D bays. Now I've complained a bit about meme combos, and the reason is just sometimes when you get too many meme combos, or something really underpowered, I guess, you can get tournaments like that 140 one where Jerry just tore through it because like nothing could stop him. That was very imbalanced though because there was only one defense combo. But anyway, in this case, I would love to see Laura Lynn just go on a tear and win with Galaxy Capricorn M45Q. That'd be awesome. But tough opponent, Zekrom Zombie with Death Leon D125 CS. And yeah, that defense bay, it's going to be tough to beat. So after that, it is Ethan Kalbeck with Flash Kerbex, Down Force 105 RF. He was smart. He said, give me whichever one's best. R2F leftover flat RF. So, you know, basically nobody had RFs at this point except for one other person. And Double Bros hadn't at this point. So, because I made the change after. So, yeah, Ethan's got a really good RF. It looks really good with the Down Force 105. This is the combo his friend Luke Pearson won with. 2 CBTs in a row, back to back. So, exciting. I'll be rooting for Ethan as I always do. He really needs a break. It's bad luck after bad luck for him. And he'll be facing Smiling Nut with Scythe Scorpio. D125 Metal Flat. I like the idea of Scythe with Metal Flat. I think it's really cool. Good looking bay, red, purple, and blue. He mentioned about a gold Scorpio, but I don't have a gold Scorpio. I've got brown Scorpios. After that, we got Kappa Q with Twisted Tempo. GB145 R squared F. I changed it from this to the regular one because I needed the BD145. So I figured let's go with the colorful tempo. I don't really grab the yellow one out that much. So, and he'll be facing Rafi with Duo Cygnus SA165 RSF, and I assume this is defense mode. This kind of has to though, because I mean you might be able to technically jam the face bolt in, but it's not supposed to fit this SA165 with that Duo because of Duo hanging down. Love Rafi's combo. He's entered it with that a lot. If you turned off. And I would love to see him get a win with it specifically instead of Flame Vixus. But anyway, oh yeah, after these last two are in the Zekrom Zombie and yeah, Ethan, Smiling Nut, Capricorn, Rafi are in the third bracket. Those other batches from Aussie Blader onward, the Ethereal and Show matchup, those are the next quarter of the bracket. And then yeah, Ethan, Smiling Nut, Capricorn, Rafi. Then we got Mega Turtles 10 with Diablo, put the wolf face split on. Nemesis, BD145 R squared F. I'm glad to see somebody using Diablo with an attack bay, a really good attack bay, as opposed to WD, because this is like, in 4D, I heard this went through like a tournament or something and nobody could stop it. Though I'm not sure, like, counter-wise what other people had. And tournaments are weird, or tournaments is different, right? With changing combos and everything, you know, or, you know. But anyway, people have never really used this in my CBTs, though it's always like WD. There was a defense one, which is cool, but WD just does not work. Anyway, he'll be facing Exotics with Metal Face Heavy, Flash, Dragonus, GB145, R squared F. So this is the combo that would have had the really bad left river flat or R squared F because I was down to my really, really old ones. But this one should be fine on a, well, it's better than the other ones anyway, but this one should be fine on a non-zero G-Bay. It can be a bit on a zero G-Bay, but this is much lighter. But Exotics would have been the one who got the very, very short end of the stick, being the only shitty rubber tip if we didn't make that change. So after that is Toxiquid and Jerry. So Toxiquid's got Bakshin Leon Metal Face Heavy, 90 RF. I put the purple one on this, but that's a 105. So I switched it. But yeah, this is the white Bakishin's 90 on this Bakishin. And yeah, Bakishin's pretty good. So this is one that could make some noise, possibly, despite being on 40. And Jerry's got Borrow instead of, since Big Arrow's taken, R145, R squared F. One of these was an LRF. I stuck the LRF on here. At this point, I generally go for, like in tiers. If somebody specifies the LRF, I'll give them the LRF. But if somebody's way later, I'm going to give the LRF to the highest R squared F person, you know, because they're roughly the same tip. But I do it in the tiers, you know. If one of the first three specified LRF, I would have given it to him. That would have been, who are the first? Let me look at this real quick. Who the earliest entries are for R squared F. That would be Mega Turtles, Jerry, and Cody. So if one of them went LRF, I would have. Otherwise, there is a step down with rubber tips, I think, a little bit. So anyway, that's just how I do it. But yeah. Exotic got the best R squared F / LRF left too as well. He was the last one to go with one of those. But anyway, Jerry's got R squared F and Borrow. So I could have done the orange R145 with the LRF and the other Borrow, but I decided to go with this one. I like how it looks. That would have given this combo the blue one, and maybe No, because that would involve me taking apart another bay entirely because this Borrow was never taken apart. So, yeah, Jerry's getting that Borrow. I don't want to take apart something else. I did that a few times, like Eford. I took apart an Eford to put an Eford on the bottom that was unstickered, but yeah, no, we're not doing that. Those are the combos. That's how they are, even if it could look a little bit better, those combinations. I don't want to take apart something else. Anyway. So then we got Bardia and Landon. Jerry and Bardia are next to each other, but they're on entirely different parts because that's where the split is, 24 and 25. So Bardia will not face Jerry unless they both make semifinals despite being right next to each other. Zabardi's got El Drago Guardian BD145 RDF. Cool combo. I think I made a pretty good looking one too. Not that there's many options, but good looking combo. And he'll be facing Landon Gilbert, who has Death, Cancer, Bearing Drive. This will be interesting because RDF has Life After Death, Left Rotation, but this is a basically pure Stamina Bay. Death has a lot of stamina. And Guardian is, still Guardian, and it's RDF, which is RDF. It's a little bit different. Then we've got EEZWDHDWG, who I'll probably just call Ease or Easy or a bunch of letters, something like that. Who have combo in the bag. Oh, 20% battery life. Combo in the bag. Shiny Erosia. Killer Ken Erosia BD145 CS. I love the look of this combo. Always love using Erosia. I used the other Erosia last time. I'm using this one this time. By the other, I mean the I guess I got regular Erosia. I mean the Zero-G Synchrom Set one. And he's facing Pingu with Duo Kerbex CH120 WD. Classic Pingu combo. Just like classic Raffi combo. Classic Ethan kind of combo. Not quite. It was Luke's combo, but they're friends though. Close enough. Then we've got Cody the Dragon Samurai with Metal Face Heavy, Big Bang Unicorno, Wing Attack 105 R2F. So I think this looks pretty good. I used the darker Unicorno for this one to go with the green. I thought that looked pretty good. And then Sketch Star with Genbul Gargoyle 230 MB. We could get this. So Champion changed to Genbul on the bottom, Wilborg. And they're almost, if they both win, they'd face each other. But this is, so the video crashed. Anyway, I was saying these two bays are similar, but I'm glad like Exotics went with the taller Flash Bay, because I don't like it when people go with like, 85's taken, I'll go with 90, and roughly the same tip, because the rubber tips aren't different enough. I know it has a bit more stamina, but they're not different enough to make there's more difference on the wear of them, basically, and it can be hard launching one in first when they're both roughly have the same stamina, because that could be neither of them hit each other. Whoever gets launched in first loses. But this is a substantial change having, Gargoyle. That's like changing the fusion wheel. Anyway, I'm excited to see Gargoyle. I don't love the color of this Gargoyle. Gargoyle's cool design, but I never loved the colors of any of the Gargoyles, except for maybe, I would need to look at it, because I don't know what it looks like offhand. The one that comes in the random booster, the other Gargoyle. But anyway, that is Sketch Star's combo. And then we got Mel with Bakshin Uranus using the white one. I said I'd use this Uranus or this Bakshin because even though it's painted, I got a Bakshin to use. And then this is the other Bakshin's 90 to go with the RSF because it looks pretty good. And that could have gone with Raffi's, but Raffi always gets that RSF, and I don't know the difference between these two. So it's not one where it's like, whoever gets in first gets this RSF, nothing like that. Anyway, Bakshin Uranus 90 RSF facing, this is going to be a tough matchup, the champion Volborg with Genbul, Killerkin 230 MB, because this is a tall bay and that's a short bay. So anyway, now what I was going to do is put the bays like out, and then like zoom you guys out a little bit. So let us slowly but surely move these bays. I think I'm going to move these in and do 2 on, 2 off, and then we'll go for an extra 2 rows of these. So there we go, these 2. Use both hands this time and move 2 sets of bays over. I'm reaching way over the camera, it's a bit difficult. Stop moving, there we go. And then we'll go ahead and move these over there. And these 2 there. And these there. And these there. And these 2 here. There we go. These 2 here. These down. And last but not least, these 2 here. Oh, there we go. Okay, so you can see they're kind of separated by sections. You got these 8, these 8, these 8, and these 8. And there'll be 1 semifinalist from all this. So yeah, here are the bays. Hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.